Hey guys, welcome back to me videotaping myself alone in my room. Today, it's a rainy day in New York City. What a perfect time to film a press handstand video. Press handstands and I have a very sort of love-hate relationship. Mostly hate, a little bit of love, like a sprinkle of love, just a sprinkle. Presses are something that I have worked on for such a long time, and I have never been good at them. Today, I'm gonna show you some drills and some tips to achieve your press handstand. It may take you months, it may take you years, but I promise, if you keep trying, you will get there. It's not impossible. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you guys like this video, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to see me keep talking about things or doing weird stuff. Also, please comment down below if you guys have any other helpful drills or tips for press handstands, because I'm always trying to learn something new. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and let's get into the tips and the drills. Okay, so I'm gonna do a voiceover here so that I can explain to you guys these drills that we're gonna be doing. This one, you're gonna start laying on the ground. You're welcome. You're gonna put your hands against the wall, and then you're gonna bring your feet up and around to the base of the wall. And this is gonna mimic the movement that we're gonna be doing on the actual floor when we go to do our press handstand. I do start to come away from the wall, so I just scoot back, and then I'm making sure I'm coming out and around with my legs. Okay, so for this one, we are doing slow negatives, and we are starting in a handstand with our back against the wall, and we're gonna bring our legs down slowly toward the floor. Keyword is slowly. I could even go a little bit slower, but these are even hard for me. You wanna think about really bringing your legs into your belly button, because that's the type of compression strength that you're gonna need to be able to do your press later on the floor. Okay, so for this next one, we're gonna focus on trying to lift our feet up and off of the ground. We can use the wall to support our back, and we're gonna keep our head in. Our hands are pretty close to the wall. And here, you're pushing through your shoulders, leaning up on your tiptoes, and you're shifting your weight onto your arms to try and lift and levitate your feet off of the ground. Clearly, these are also hard for me. You want to make sure that you're pulling your legs into your belly button to maintain that compression. You also want to think about rotating your hips up and trying to get them toward the wall. I don't really do a good job of that here, but that's what you're supposed to do. This is just another variation of the drill that I just showed you, but this time we're taking away the wall and we're trying to do the same thing. I'm rolling up onto my tiptoes, I'm pushing through the floor, and I'm trying to lift my feet up and off of the ground. This next drill is probably one of my favorites because it's the most fun. You put your legs on a yoga ball and you roll them in and out. Here, I'm trying to really focus on my compression. I'm bringing my legs into my belly and my hips are going above my shoulders. It's so important to create that line when you're doing your press handstand. The more you can stack your body on top of itself, the better off you'll be. This next one is all about your hip flexor strength. My hip flexors are not that strong, but this exercise is definitely good for helping build up that strength. I'm basically rolling my feet backwards in little circles, and then I'm also rolling them forward. So you're gonna do both ways. You can do a couple sets of these. Usually I'll do about 3 sets of 20, depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes just 10. On to the tips. My number one tip is flexibility. Obviously here, I'm showing you the wrong way to stretch. You wanna make sure that your back is flat when you're sitting in straddle and you're reaching outward. You really wanna try to get your belly button all the way flat to the ground. Another good way to do this is starting with your arms up and fold forward. I clearly still have a little ways to go, but that's the best I can do for today. This is another really good stretch for opening up tight hips. I'll usually just hang out in this one. It's not too painful, but if this is too easy, you can always try to do a pull through. This is your middle split, except advanced. And if you were ever a gymnast, you know all about the pain. This next tip has to do with the positioning of your hips. Here, I'm going to show you the wrong way to start. When your feet are further apart, it makes it much harder to get your hips up and over your shoulders. When you start with your legs a little bit closer, your hips are already in an upright position, making it much easier to get your legs up and over your head. Let's talk about the position of our spine. So here my head is sticking out, my back is flat, which makes it almost impossible to do a press. Here I'm showing you how to round your spine, similar to a hollow body position. Once I do this, I push through the floor and my legs simply just rise into the air, just like that, magic. Not hard at all, everyone. Just kidding. Here's me after that last press, feeling pretty winded, to say the least. Here, I'm just gonna show you again that hollow body. You wanna push that spine into the floor and create that C shape. Next up, we're gonna talk about compression, surprise. Here, I'm gonna show you what it looks like when you're not compressing. Your legs are far away from your stomach, you're trying to pull them into the air prematurely, and nothing is gonna work out in your favor. You have to close that space in between your belly button and your thighs to really make sure that you can press and get everything up into the air as weightless as possible. My next tip is about body position in your handstand. This is a sunken handstand, and then I try to push tall and straighten and away from the floor. This makes a huge difference when you're trying to learn a press. Here I'm showing you my shoulders sinking versus pushing through the ground. This is key to doing a press handstand. Here I'm showing you the same thing, a pressing tall handstand versus a sunken banana handstand. Not cute, guys, not cute. Last but not least, this is called a puppy press. It's basically a baby press handstand. You can start with one leg up in the air, bent above you, and then lift off of the other leg and bring it up toward the ceiling. This is actually a much easier version of a press handstand, and if you're close to getting your press handstand, I highly recommend giving this one a try. Okay guys, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. There are a million tips and drills out there for press handstands, but these are just a few that I really like doing, and these should get you started and heading in the right direction. If you have any questions, please leave the questions below in the comments section, and I will try to get back to you as quickly as possible. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and make sure to subscribe.